Well over legal, and it's full as well. Fantastic. Look at that. What a big stud rainbow. Proper yabby trap. Here we go. Got the Triton all packed up. Got the boat float. All the gear. Taking a bit of food. Bag for the wife. Couple of spear guns, couple of fishing rods. All nicely packed in. Now 1900 kilometres to go and we'll be there.
Turn right, then turn left on Victoria Road.
Poor GPS can't keep up with the tunnel. It thinks it's on the surface.
Make a U-turn. In 200 meters, turn.
Well, it rained nearly all the way from my place to Yass, so I was very happy to see the sun. Here I am on the hay plain. It's 35 degrees. The air conditioning isn't working in the car for some reason. It's flat. I've got 200 k's to get to Balranald. Can't wait to pull up there for the night, so anyway, this is what it looks like. A whole lot of flat country. So here I am at Cape Jervis, loading the Sea Link ferry. I've already got my car in the back, so I can get up on the deck and watch these other people driving on. It's a real skill these guys have got, the way they load this ferry, even with people like me that have a lot of trouble following instructions, even the most basic stuff like just reverse the car where I'm telling you. Anyway, they managed to load us all on, and then check out the sea conditions when we're going over. It was rocking and rolling. I was thinking, oh, did I put the handbrake on the car? I hope I put the handbrake on the car. Anyway, it was very, very funny. I was the only one up on deck, and yeah, it was pretty wild. I had to go down with the waves, and then when we got the lee of Kangaroo Island, we could turn back and punch back up towards the terminal. Here we are. Morons everywhere. You'd think people would know how to drive to get off the ferry, but you'd be wrong. Oh, that was a rugged ride. Kangaroo Island is Australia's third largest island, situated 13 kilometres off the coast of South Australia in the beautiful blue waters of the Great Australian Bight. The island has an amazing 540 kilometres of coastline, with a huge variety of habitats, from extensive seagrass beds, beautiful white sand beaches, and incredibly rugged, rocky sections of coast. In March 2022, I decided to escape the incredible flooding on the east coast of Australia and drove my car 2,000 kilometres down to Kangaroo Island. Had an awesome week of diving down here, staying in a lovely Airbnb in Kingscote. This is from my first full day's diving at Snelling Beach on the north coast of the island. I desperately wanted to get a Harlequin fish on this trip. As you can see, I nearly missed out on the opportunity. Anyway, all's well that ends well, so have a look and see what happened. I spotted this fish from the surface, and my heart went through the roof. You can see it's very shallow. They really stand out, these fish, with incredible colours on them. But anyway, first go. Yep, clean miss. And a quick reload, straight back in the same position. This fish was not a very smart fish, thankfully for me. Yeah, I've got my Harlequin cod. Fantastic. Look at the teeth. It's like a coral trout. This was the fish that I came here for. So happy I've got it. Not a monster, but a Harlequin cod. Just incredible colours on these fish. Even you can see after he's been dead for a little while, he's still magnificent colours and those beautiful big teeth like a coral trout. This is my first crab dive on the north side of Kingscote. Here I am at Kingscote, about to go and chase some blue swimmers for a change. Wind is just howling like it has been all week. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Well, that's where I've come from. Gently out there. Well, it took me a long time to find the crabs. I went a few hundred metres and I was starting to get a bit frustrated. I couldn't see any at all, and I finally found this guy, the way you're supposed to find them, by looking for the discoloured patches of sand. And then after that, the crabs started to just get thicker and thicker, so I was very happy about that. They're a very feisty animal, the blue swimmer crab. You can see them whack their claws straight up, so I was just using my spear gun to pin them down. I still got bitten a heap of times by them, and the clubs stop you from being cut, but they can't crush you like a mud crab. I was just using my New South Wales measurer for lobsters and abalone. On the abalone side, it's 11.7 centimetres. The minimum size for these blue swimmer crabs is 11 centimetres from the base of the spike, so all of my crabs are well over. I measured a few, but you can quickly see that these are way over legal size, so I didn't have to measure all of them. But anyway, it always helps to have a measure, especially when you're first doing it, to get your eye in to make sure you're doing the right thing. You might have noticed that all of these crabs that I'm catching are male crabs. They've got bright blue claws and legs, and when you flip them over, there's an obvious difference underneath them as well. They have a thinner triangle where they breed. I only ever saw one female crab the whole time on this trip, and it'll be in part 2. It was mating with one of these males. You have a look underneath it, you can see that narrow triangle. That's the males. Females have got a broad triangle. Obviously you can't take any crabs with eggs. I knocked up a beautiful vegetable and crab curry, and it was certainly tasty. The Stokes Bay was about 60 kilometres from Kingscote, most of it on the dirt, the first 15 kilometres on the asphalt and then the rest of it on the dirt. The beautiful white limestone dirt road, very easy to drive on, and here's a few attempts that didn't quite go to plan. But that's how it is with lobsters. Deep cracks make it very, very tricky at times. Something I found very challenging with the lobster diving at Kangaroo Island is this incredibly thick weed. It made finding the cracks difficult, and then when you were down there, you had to spend a lot of time pulling the weed apart to actually find the lobsters. So yeah, it took a lot longer to find the lobsters because of that weed. Well, I kept persevering, working along this crack system. I finally got a lobster that couldn't get back out of reach, and happy days, I pulled my first legal crate of the trip. No giant, but it was 2 or 3 mils over the minimum size, and that's all I needed to take one home for a feed.
Well, the first Kangaroo Island lobster, my first catch of anything. He's not massive, but he's legal. At least I've got my dinner.
Plenty of these tiny little wallabies on the island. Forgive me, I'm not an expert on what they're called, but anyway, they're very tame and there's quite a few of them around.
Here we've got the ingredients for our lobster curry. The lobster, obviously, garlic, ginger, kaffir lime leaves, mushrooms and some lemongrass. Cooking it in some sesame oil. Then going to put some coconut cream, fish sauce. I'll have that with some steamed rice. Steaming away here. And my little special blend of curry spices. Garam masala. Giving that all a quick sear in the sesame oil. I'm going to whack in the coconut cream now. Whacked in a few beans for a bit of crunch. There we go, just turn the heat off. Just let it finish cooking, don't overcook it. The rice is cooked. Ready to serve up. There it is, all ready to go. Curried lobster with fresh veggies.